last. Error. Benny's adventure team, assemble!
Let's try. Hello. Thanks for coming. It's a minute.
Show me your move. Motion to compel.
Wind blade.
To incinerate.
Let's have some fun, shall
Take
we?
a seat. Right. Breath of the flame. Warren, motion to compel.
Wind blade.
I must leave no stone unturned. Motion to compel. But my defense is watertight. Incinerate! Right this way!
Wind blade.
Right this way! As a dutiful maid would. Motion to full speed ahead! Incinerate! Boom boom!
Oh,
Your journey ends here, Lord of Sand.
Try not
Your
to injure.
sacrifice is ready.
Get it on! Hi!
Pound it to the ground!
Eat this! And
You're in for a little shock. You've been a naughty boy. Don't be such a brute.
Gooba, get them!
Hip, 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 hup, hup. Get.
Buckle up! Ha!
nice.
Come on! Show me your courage!
Wind blade.
Time for refinement! Chia! Ha! Ha! Incinerate! Ta! Ta! Chia! Chia!
Out of the way or get blown away!
Motion to compel! What's this? Incinerate! Magic lamp!
Out of the way or get blown away!
Chia!
Wind blade.
Leave it up to me!
Forget it! If I do...
Breath of the flame! Time to clean up! Yep. Warren! Ah! Boom boom! Steady as stone. Motion to compel.
With the wind.
Yes, you are. Qualified after all.
Motion to compel.
Finally,
Come a little
some
closer.
target practice. Crack your wings and raise a
Nice
star!
and spicy. Look alive.
Where do you think you're going?
Let's spark the...
Boba, get them.
You're in for a little shock. You've been a naughty boy.
Teamwork is dreamwork. At the frying pan, into the fire. Hey, yeah.
Buckle up!
Blitz.
Yeah.
You're in for a little shock.
How about now? Can you hear me now?
Let's hope you put up a good fight.
Well, well. Here comes
Blade.
another.
Boom, boom.
Let's hope you put up a good fight.
Let's round them up!
Disappear.
Incinerate.
This was new.
As a good night should. Motion to compel. Here's the good. Boom, boom. Time for your arraignment. Motion to compel. I must leave no.
You can't hide!
Wind blade.
Incinerate. Motion to compel.
Can't hide!
Incinerate. Motion to compel.
You've been a naughty boy.
Boba, get them! Look alive!
Everybody stand!
He. He.
Nice and spicy!
Here. Ha. You.
Eat this!
He. Here. He. You. Here. Here. Whoa. He. Ha. Ha.
Out of the frying pan!
You. Ha.
Let's get it on! Oh no. You're dead meat! Adventure time! Let's light it up! Teamwork is
He. Try not to.
Nice and spicy!
buckle up!
Hey, ya!
Come a little closer.
Let's get it on!
Hup. He. He.
Hit!
You.
I hope you're all doing well.
He. You've been a naughty.
Look alive!
He. He. You.
Hit!
He.
How are you feeling, Zeto?
You asked for it.
Oh, he pressed the wrong.
Surrender now.
You're toast! I'm the right hip. It's nice and spicy. Yeah. Cat. Ha. Cat. Don't slip and fall.
Let's get it on.
Yep.
Buckle up.
Calm down.
Yep.
Nice and spicy. Eat this. Let's see.
It's already lapsed.
You're in for a little shock. Blitz. Hup. Hip. 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 Hup. Hup. Try not to.
Let's get it on!
Come a little closer. You've been a naughty boy.
You're toast! Let's see.
Forget about it.
You're in for a little shock.
What you got?
Look alive!
Another test subject. Have a little taste. I got careless. Try.
Get them!
Come a little closer.
Pick the wrong test subject. The wrong test subject.
Oh my.
That tingle? Picked the wrong test subject.
Buckle up!
Picked the wrong test subject.
Let's get down to business. To the very floor. Finally,
Let's blow bubbles! Yeah!
it's my lucky day.
Hit. He.
To the ferry.
Buckle up.
Surrender and I'll be gentle. You're in for a little shock. Blitz.
Gloves off.
It's over. You win.
Nice and spicy. Eat this!
Come a little closer.
I'm ready.
Don't be such a brute.
Hit.
Cut down.
Hit.
Yes.
Perfect weather for sipping a cup of tea while gazing out the window.
Hang on.
Let's see.
You're in for a little shock.
Let's get it on.
Transgression.
Winter shall eventually come.
ash. Thank you for. Add ash.
Right?
Come a little closer. You've been a naughty boy. Try not to enjoy this too much.
Boba, get them! Hey, yeah! Calm down! She might feel a little bit. Look alive!
You're in for a little shock. Blitz.
Nice and spicy.
Meow meow. No one's on chat right now.
Pay your dues.
Let's see. Eat this!
Surrender and I'll be gentle. What do you think, cutie? You're in for a little shock. You've been a naughty boy.
Hi, out of the frying pan. You're toast! Nice and spicy.
Let's get it on! You're dead meat!
Meow meow.
Come a little closer. Let's spark things up.
I swear, it's for medical research.
Buckle up!
I'm the frying pan.
Look alive!
You've been a naughty boy.
순가요. 노래스.
Buckle up!
You're in for a little shock. Surrender and I'll be gentle.
Hold still.
Shit.
Don't be nervous. Just relax.
Look alive!
Come a little closer.
Let's get it on!
Nice and spicy. Hey,
3 only. Where's Bennett? Yeah, that's nice. That's nice.
Or not.
I'm gonna make my Bennett. I'm also gonna make him OP.
Floaty, floaty.
Hold on, I'm gonna check something.
spear go?
It's nearly time for afternoon tea.
Okay, I'm back. That's it for Genshin for me today. Out of resin and stuff. Wonder what else. I haven't played Battlefield 4 in a while. Oh wow, this one. Records officer. I'm gonna apply for this one. Okay, I'm gonna check something again outside.
Once we fill the job, the contracts need to be signed by both parties. With Adobe Acrobat, I can send
Both parties.
Through the newly implemented ISO processes, things are now going smoothly and orderly. Documents are now easy to retrieve and properly arranged and classified according to its classification guide, not only for the record section but for the entire regional office. All documents on file are now more legible. Well-ventilated facilities, storage,
Sira na talaga itong
all
ulo.
documents are controlled. Systemized documents procedures. Many DPW to observe and inquire about ISO implementation, collect data and samples. Lastly, we became the model region in terms of the QMS implementation. Under records management section, the employees become updated and organized concerning to the filing and retrieval of documents, whether it is incoming or outgoing.
My audio is broken for this game. I have restarted. Got him. I really have to restart this game to fix the audio. Such a bummer that this happens.
ISO processes, things are now going smoothly and orderly. Documents are now easy to retrieve and properly arranged and
Hello friends, in our day-to-day life, we keep on listening about ISO standards. The most common that we found is ISO 9001, 2015. The questions that came into our mind are: what is ISO standard? Why it's important to companies? How it impacts our perspective of looking at the products manufactured by ISO certified companies? How one should get ISO certificate? In this video, we are going to learn the basics of ISO standards. To get an answer to all of these questions, watch this video till the end. So, let's begin. Let's start with what is ISO. ISO is an international standard setting body. Founded on February 23, 1947, the organization promotes worldwide proprietary, industrial, and commercial standards. It is headquartered in Geneva, Switzerland, and works in 164 countries worldwide. It is an independent, non-governmental organization. ISO has 3 membership categories. The first one is member bodies. There are currently 121 standard bodies from each country as a full member. They participate and vote in ISO technical and policy meetings. They can sell and adopt ISO international standards nationally. The second category is correspondent members. There are 39 correspondent members. They do not have their own standards organization. These members can only observe ISO technical and policy meetings. Correspondent members can also sell and adopt ISO international standards nationally. The third category is subscriber members. ISO has 4 subscriber members. These are countries with small economies. These members keep up to date on ISO's work but cannot participate in it. They do not sell or adopt ISO international standards nationally. More than 20,000 standards have been set by ISO, covering everything from manufactured products and technology to food safety, agriculture, and healthcare. Some of the popular standards developed by ISO are ISO 9001 for quality management. ISO 9001 is the world's best-known quality management standard. This standard ensures that goods and services consistently meet the customer's requirements. ISO 45001 for occupational health and safety management. This standard focuses on reducing workplace hazards and make sure that everyone gets home safely. ISO 14001 for environmental management. This standard focuses on improving your environmental performance. It provides assurance to management, employees, and stakeholders that the environmental impact of the company is being measured and improved. ISO 22000 for food safety management. It ensures that the food that we eat is safe. It focuses on the highest level of food safety throughout the entire life cycle of food. ISO 27001 for information security management. This standard focuses on providing security for any kind of digital information. It helps an organization manage the security of assets such as financial information, intellectual property, employee data, and information, etc. It is a systematic approach to managing information that is considered sensitive and of significant value to a business. Now that we understand what ISO is, let's understand why it's needed. ISO was founded with the idea of answering a fundamental question: what is the best way of doing this? International standards mean that consumers can have confidence that their products are safe, reliable, and of good quality. The standards help businesses increase productivity while minimizing errors and waste. The standards also serve to safeguard consumers and the end users of products and services, ensuring that the certified products conform to the minimum standards set internationally. ISO international standards touch everyone. From enabling you to use your bank card overseas to ensuring your child's toys don't have sharp edges, they are used everywhere. Followed by companies all over the world, ISO standards provide specifications to ensure products and services work the way you expect them to. For companies in some industries, ISO certification may be required by law or contractually. Below are some of the many benefits of conforming to ISO standards. Saving time and money by identifying and solving recurring problems. Improving system and process efficiency. Increasing customer satisfaction. Being more competitive when tendering for contracts. Getting more value out of all resources. Boosting your credibility in the eyes of your customers. Improving environment health. Improving employee health and satisfaction, etc. The important term under ISO, IAF, with a tagline of certified once, accepted everywhere, International Accreditation Forum, IAF, provides accreditation to organizations in various countries. IAF ensures that the organizations are competent to do the work they undertake and are not subject to conflicts of interest. IAF establish mutual recognition arrangements, known as multilateral recognition arrangements or MLA, between its accreditation body. MLA covers all accreditation bodies in all countries.
Meow meow, hello. Meow meow. Meow meow meow. Ngô ngô nga nga. Meow meow meow. Short.
In the world. This eliminates the need for companies to be certified in each country where they work. Accreditation bodies are recognized by IAF and signatory of MLA. They ensure that certification bodies, CB, are following ISO standards and accredit CBs. There are around 120 accreditation bodies worldwide. Certification body, CB, certification bodies are accredited by the accreditation body to perform audits and issue certificates of conformance to qualifying companies. Let's understand the difference between accreditation and certification. Accreditation, license provided to certification bodies to perform the certification audits and issue the certificates, is called accreditation. So, the certification body gets accreditation. There is usually only one accreditation body for each country. Certification, it is a certificate issued to a company by certification body stating that a company is compliant with the standard. Now let's look at the steps to get ISO certification. The important thing to note here is, ISO develops international standards, such as ISO 9001 and ISO 14001, but they are not involved in providing certification, and do not issue certificates. You can read this information by visiting the ISO's official website. The certification process is performed by external certification bodies, also known as CB. Thus, a company or organization cannot be certified by ISO itself. Now let's take a look at the hierarchy that is being followed in order to get certified. ISO is an organization that develops standards. Then IAF provides accreditation to standard bodies as an accreditation body. Certification bodies are accredited by the accreditation body. They perform audits and issue certificates of conformance to qualifying companies. Steps in getting ISO certificate. The first step is choosing the type of ISO certification. You will need to choose the type of ISO certification required for your business. If you are into the manufacturing sector, you can go for popular certification like ISO 9001 for quality management, ISO 14001 for environmental management, or ISO 45001 for health and safety management. Food businesses can go for ISO 22000 for food safety management, and so on. The second step is choosing an ISO certification body. It is very important that you choose a certification body which is recognized and credible. When choosing a certification body, identify the national standard body in your country recognized by IAF. For example, in India, it is a National Accreditation Board for Certification Bodies, or NABCB. Evaluate several certification bodies accredited by that AB.
Meow meow meow. Meow 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 meow. Oh no, short.
For example, in India, TUV, Bureau Veritas, BSI, URS, DNV.GL, and SGS are some of the well-known certification bodies accredited by NABCB. Accreditation is not compulsory.
This is how we made our workflow better than ever with Monday.com. It gave our team one set.
But it does provide independent confirmation of competence. To find an accredited certification body, contact the national accreditation body in your country or visit the International Accreditation Forum. Choose CBs that are reputed and experienced to provide a certificate in your type of industry. You will find a link in the description below to a website where you can find ABs and CBs in your country simply by typing a few keywords in the search box. The third step is to create an application. The applicant or company and the CB should agree on a contract. This contract usually defines the rights and obligations of both parties, and it includes liability issues, confidentiality, and access rights. The fourth step is the documents review. The ISO auditor will review all your manuals and documents related to various policies and procedures. A review of existing work will help the ISO auditor to identify the possible gaps against the requirements specified in the ISO standards. The fifth step is to make an action plan. After the ISO auditor communicates the existing gaps in your organization, you should prepare an action plan to eliminate these gaps. You may be required to give training to your employees to work efficiently while adapting to new procedures. Make all the employees aware of the ISO standards in terms of work efficiency and quality standards. The sixth step is an initial certification audit. The initial certification audit is divided into two categories: Stage 1 and Stage 2. In Stage 1, the ISO auditor will audit the changes made by you and the company. They will then try to identify the possible nonconformities in your systems and procedures. They will then categorize it as minor or major nonconformities. The company must carefully assess all these nonconformities and correct it as per the desired standards through modification. In Stage 2, after all the required changes are done in the organization, the ISO auditor does the final audit. The auditor will check whether all the nonconformities have been eliminated or not as per ISO standards. If the ISO auditor is satisfied, they will prepare the final ISO audit report and forward it to the certification body. The seventh step is completing the ISO certification. Once the nonconformities are addressed and all the findings are put in the ISO audit report, the CB will grant you the ISO certification. The format of the certificate will be like this and is valid for 3 years. Surveillance audits. Surveillance audit is basically conducted to ensure that ISO quality standards are being maintained by the organization. Usually, is conducted once a year. Let's look at the cost involved in the ISO certification process. The cost for getting ISO certification is not fixed, and varies from organization to organization. The certification body calculates the cost.
Hold on.
This is all right. I'm laying down some smoke. Fog! Flashbang. Fog! Let's set this place on fire. Throwing fire. I'm planting the bomb.
Bomb has been planted.
Fog!
Nice.
Let's get in and get out. I threw the flashbang. I threw the flashbang.
No, no.
Counter-terrorists win. Forward. Smoke. Throwing flashbang. Molotov. Flashbang.
Cost of ISO certification separately for each organization. It is based on number of employees, number of processes, level of risk associated with the scope of services of the organization, complexity of the management system, and the number of working days and shifts, etc. The common misunderstanding about ISO certification is, it requires a lot of documentation. The truth is, ISO does require documentation. But, it does not emphasize creating new documents or procedures which are not required in the process. You should have a documented procedure of what you are always doing, and you must do what you have documented. All processes must follow the Plan Do Check Act cycle, also known as PDC, a cycle invented by Deming. To simplify the process of getting ISO certificate, Learn and Apply plays an important role. Our expert consultant in the field of ISO certification has developed a dedicated roadmap. It makes the process of getting certified extremely easy and seamless. To know more about ISO certification service, please get back to us by visiting www.learnandapply.org. We will be happy to make your ISO certification dream true. Now to
This is World of Warcraft, but there's no classes because there's archetypes instead. An archetype is a fusion of 2 or more classes, like this fire.
Hi, I'm Adam Fairs from Speed Unlimited. Whether you're just starting out on your ISO 9001 journey, or you're a seasoned professional just looking for a bit of a refresh, we hope you enjoy this short free course on ISO 9001 and how to implement it. In this course, what we're going to cover is the structure and overview of ISO 9001, the principles and approaches that you need to consider, and also a clause-by-clause breakdown and the typical documents and information that you're going to need to compile. Let's get started. So let's start with what actually is ISO 9001. ISO 9001 is an international standard that brings together a series of requirements that aim to improve the quality of your organisation. So by quality of the organisation, what we mean is that you aim to ensure that you consistently provide products and services that meet customer requirements, that you're consistently meeting applicable statutory and regulatory requirements, in other words, you're complying with legislation, and you also facilitate opportunities to enhance customer satisfaction. In other words, are you satisfying your customers now and into the future? Looking at the structure of ISO 9001, it's been organised into 10 clauses. In 2015, the major ISO management standards were all aligned so that these clauses all fitted together. This made it really helpful then to integrate with other standards, but also means that if you're developing a policy for one standard, it means that you can add on those other elements. Let's look at the clauses though for ISO 9001. There are 10 clauses within ISO 9001. The requirements really start at clause 4, where clauses 0 to 3 are more introductory. Starting at clause 4 then, what we have is the context of the organisation, which means that you need to determine what goes on in your organisation. 5 is about leadership and the requirements that your management team need to provide. And clause 6 is about planning. So how are you going to plan to manage the operations, to manage your support, and then also manage your improvement processes? In clause 7, the requirements for support are set out. This includes the resources such as infrastructure, but also people resources and competence, training, communication processes, and also what information are you going to need to document and keep as evidence, not only to demonstrate you're running a great management system, but also if regulators come visiting or you need to provide information. In clause 8, this is the heart of the ISO 9001 standard as far as your operations are concerned. So your operations in any business will probably begin with your customer inquiry processes, through to procurement, through to the provision of your services or your production, and then how do you release products or how do you provide the services to customers. That is the focus of clause 8. In clause 9, we're looking at performance evaluation, so having understood what we're doing, having laid out those processes for management, how are we actually doing against what our desired objectives were. And for clause 10, which is about improvement, What can we do to either correct issues that have happened or to put them right? Let's look at the principles of ISO 9001. There are 7 fundamental principles that ISO 9001 has been developed on. If you were going to set up a business from scratch, you would probably look at those principles and say, yes, those are things that I could build a business on. They will cover such issues as customer satisfaction, working with people, whether it's your workforce or whether it's your suppliers, and building great relationships, and also considering things like the process approach so that you understand what happens from start to finish in your company. Let's look at those principles in a bit more detail. The 7 principles, as outlined in this diagram. As I said already, customers' focus is absolutely crucial to your quality management system. You're thinking about your customer needs now and in the future. It's important to have really good leadership. Without leadership, a management system will fail. A management system needs leadership to provide resources, it needs it to provide direction and clear objectives about what you want to achieve. The leadership team will also help you as a quality manager or your teams to make sure that any issues are resolved and that they're given the clarity and direction that are needed to ensure they resolve. A third fundamental principle of ISO 9001 is about the engagement of people. We can put in software management systems until we're blue in the face. Ultimately, businesses evolve around people, and people deal with people. So how you engage with them, how you engage with your workers, how you engage with regulators or interested parties is really important. The process approach, a further principle within the management system, is about understanding what your processes are in your company from start to finish and understanding how one feeds into another. If you can do this successfully, then you're on to a really good thing, because often what happens is that you might have a department that runs a very effective process and then it fails because it fails to hand over the information or the resources to the next department in order to do their job. The 5th principle of ISO 9001 is that of improvement. The idea is you're going to continually improve your processes. And the standard really sets out the minimum requirements of what you need to achieve rather than the ultimate requirements of what you're going to achieve. We're going to talk about the process approach a bit more. We're going to talk about plan, do, check, act. So we'll come back to that concept of improvement. A 6th principle is the evidence-based decision making. So what facts are you basing your improvement decisions on? You need to think about what the information is you're gathering, whether it's through your monitoring and measurement of your processes, whether it's information that you've gathered from customers on their feedback, or whether it's information you gain from internal audits. You can use all of that to make a decision based on fact.
Nice.
And a final principle is that of relationship management. No company stands as an island, and it needs really good relationships with its supply chain. So from its customers through to its direct suppliers, and in some cases the indirect supplier, the further 2nd and 3rd tiers in the supply chain. All of those relationships are crucial to helping you achieve your quality goals. As I said before, in 2015 the ISO management standards were reviewed to something called Annex SL, and what this did was it aligned all of the clauses within the ISO management standards so they all fitted the same format. Effectively, as we've looked at clause 4, clause 5, clause 6, those are the same in other standards for environment, for health and safety, for energy management, information security and business continuity. And it means that you can align your management systems and manage them more effectively. Let's look at those other standards just very quickly. With ISO 9001, we're looking at our quality management. So what's your performance now and in the future to ensure customer satisfaction? Whereas with environmental management, you're probably thinking about your environmental issues. So how do you prevent pollution and how do you maximize sustainability? With ISO 27001, you're thinking about your information security. So managing your information so that it's confidential, it's available and you maintain its integrity. With the ISO 45001 system and occupational health and safety, that system really aims to support you to manage your occupational health and safety systems so that you ensure safe working practices and you meet your legal and other requirements. It also ensures really good levels of worker participation, so getting the feedback from your workers on the best way to manage those issues that could affect health or safety. And finally, the business continuity standard, which is different to other standards because whereas the other ones are looking at maybe the risks or the opportunities, business continuity is really challenging you to say, right, what happens if there is an external issue or an internal issue that could cause a failure to the business? What could actually be lethal to this business? And what are the processes that we're going to put in place to mitigate those issues? And how do we then start to recover back to our desired outcome? So with this alignment of all these management standards, once you've done your ISO 9001 implementation, you're in a really good place to then build those other management standards on top of it.
Bye bye guys, I gotta go. Bye bye. Bye bye, bye for now. See ya.